There's a particular kind of exhaustion that has nothing to do with what you did today. You didn't run a marathon, you didn't work a double shift, you didn't do anything that would show up on a list of reasons to be tired. You just thought. For hours. About one thing, then another, then back to the first thing, then about the fact that you're thinking too much, then about why you think too much, then about whether thinking about why you think too much is itself too much thinking. If that sounds familiar, welcome. This video was made for you. Let's start with what overthinking actually is. Because it gets mislabeled constantly. People who overthink are called anxious, indecisive, neurotic, unable to let things go. And while anxiety can certainly be part of the picture, overthinking is something more specific and more interesting than pure anxiety. Overthinking is what happens when a mind that is genuinely capable of complex analysis turns that analysis on situations that don't require it, or on situations where more analysis will never produce more certainty, or on past events that are fixed and future events that are unknown, the two categories of thing that thinking can examine endlessly without ever changing. It's not a malfunction. It's a feature running in the wrong context. Here's something that most conversations about overthinking miss entirely. The people who overthink are almost always the people who care most. You don't overthink things you don't care about. You don't lie awake replaying conversations that meant nothing. You don't run 17 mental simulations of how something might go wrong unless the outcome of that thing actually matters to you. The overthinking is the caring made excessive. And the caring, the deep, genuine, sometimes overwhelming caring, is not something to be fixed. It's something to be understood. Psychologists who study rumination, the technical term for the kind of repetitive, circular thinking that characterizes overthinking, have found that it's strongly correlated with high conscientiousness, high empathy, and what researchers call a need for cognitive closure. The need to understand things completely, to resolve ambiguity, to reach certainty before acting. These are not character flaws. They are the qualities of someone who takes things seriously. The problem is that certainty, real certainty, the kind that would actually satisfy the overthinking mind, is almost never available. The future is genuinely unknown. Other people's inner lives are genuinely inaccessible. The right decision is often genuinely unclear. And a mind that needs certainty before it can rest, operating in a world that offers almost none, will keep running the analysis indefinitely. Let's talk about where this comes from. Because for most people who overthink, it didn't start as a habit. It started as a response. In environments where things were unpredictable, where a parent's mood was volatile, where the emotional atmosphere could change without warning, where safety felt contingent on reading situations correctly, the mind learned to run constant threat assessment, to analyze every available signal, to prepare for every possible outcome. This was intelligent. In that environment, it was genuinely intelligent. Anticipating what might happen next was protective. Staying several steps ahead of potential danger was adaptive. The problem is that the mind doesn't automatically retire the strategy when the environment changes. The child who needed to think constantly to stay safe grows into an adult who thinks constantly in situations that no longer require it. The hypervigilance that was once adaptive becomes the background hum of a life that should feel safer than it does. Here's the thing about overthinkers that almost nobody says. They are extraordinarily good at thinking, not just at quantity and at quality. The same mind that runs in circles about whether someone's text message meant something is also the mind that sees 17 dimensions of a problem that others see as simple. That anticipates consequences others miss. That asks the question nobody else thought to ask. The overthinking and the deep thinking come from the same place. You cannot have one without the other, which means the goal is not to think less. The goal is to think differently, to redirect the analytical capacity toward things it can actually resolve, and to develop, slowly with a lot of patience, the ability to tolerate the ambiguity that no amount of thinking will ever eliminate. Here's what I want to leave you with. Your thinking mind is not your enemy. It is one of the most remarkable things about you. It sees what others miss. It feels what others overlook. It cares in a way that most people never experience. The goal is not to silence it. The goal is to give it something worth thinking about and to learn, slowly, kindly, with a great deal of patience for yourself, that not every question needs an answer tonight. If your mind is still turning this over right now, that's okay. Let it. Just maybe go to sleep first.